Everybody, welcome back to the HardReset.Info channel. Today I do have the Samsung Galaxy S25 FE, and I'm going to tell you how you can easily fix that you have apps not showing or missing on your home screen. So here, as you can see, we have our home screen, but we have a lot of applications that are here and aren't here. So what we have to do now, at first we have to hold the finger on the background and tap settings. Here, as you can see, we do have, if you scroll a little bit down, show apps screen button on home screen. Don't check it actually. Add new apps to home screen. We have to check it, and now we'll have every single application that we install on the home screen directly. Now we can go into settings, and now we can scroll down to the apps. If you are missing the application, search for this application that you are missing on your home screen. For me, it's Instagram, and here your application may be disabled. Here, as you can see, we have our application disabled because I didn't use this application actually. So let me use Instagram for a moment and turn it on. Here now we will see that our application can be force stopped. If we tap that and tap OK, now our application is, as you can see, disabled. And now we have to open this application to enable this application back again. And now it may be sent directly to the home screen if we reinstall this application or reappear over here. So if it was disabled and it wasn't here, you can now drag it from the app drawer to your home screen back again. Apart from that, if we go back to the settings and here scroll back to the applications, some applications, for example, like this Copilot over here, can be, as you can see, archived. If it's archived and not installed, but it is on your phone in the applications, tap restore over here, and now it will be restored back on your phone. Apart from that, you can reboot your phone to clear any glitches that may appear on your phone. Tap here, hold this power button and volume down button, and tap restart here. This should fix any glitches that may occur in your phone. Apart from that, you may have just your application sent to drawer, not to the home screen directly. And that's it for this video actually. If you found this video helpful, please consider spreading to us and leave a like under this video. It's very important to us to have your feedback. And as I said, that's it. Hope it helps you, and goodbye.
Good morning guys, and in front of me is Samsung S25 FE, and let me show you how to turn off ads. So at first, let's unroll the list of all apps. Now select settings, find and select Google right here, and go to all services. From all services, select ads. And now, if you wish to remove your advertising ID, just mark delete advertising ID. And as you can see, it will remove your current ID, but apps still will be able to show you ads, however, they will not be that relevant. And that's it. It's no longer connected. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel and hit the thumbs up.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the HardReset.Info channel. In today's video, I'm going to tell you how to enable the palm gesture for selfies in your brand new Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. So at first we need to open the camera application, and here, as you can see, we are in the selfie mode. Here we have to tap these three squares and tap this gear icon. Here scroll down till you see the shooting methods, and now show palm. Let's leave it enabled. If you leave it enabled, as I can see in a moment, we can just show our palm and everything will be nice. As you can see, shooting methods is in the general. Now we can go back to selfie, and 3, 2, 1, selfie. That's it. Hope it helps you and have a nice day. Goodbye. Hi everybody, welcome back to the HardReset.Info channel. Today I'm going to tell you how to enable the theft protection in your Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. At first, go to the settings, and here now scroll down to the security and privacy over here. Here now you should see lost device protection. Tap that and tap theft protection. Here you have, as I can see, a couple of options. For example, theft detection lock, okay. Enable that. Offline device lock, okay. Remote lock, enable that, and yes. For the remote lock, we need to have SIM inserted into our phone, but I don't. But that's how it goes. Here you can continue to identity check, enable location, workplace, etc. And yeah, so on. And that's it for this video. If you found it helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel and leave a like on this video. It's very important to us. And that's it. Hope it helps you, and goodbye. Hi everybody, and welcome back to the HardReset.Info channel. In today's video, I'm going to tell you how to check which application drains the battery most in your Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. So actually it's very easy to check that. At first we need to open settings, and here now we have to scroll down to the battery over here. Here, scroll a little bit down, and here now you'll see battery usage 6%, and this is the first application that drains your battery the most. If you are not using the phone most and for a very long time, you'll see here only system applications. But if you're using for a long time, you'll see the applications that are most battery draining. And that's it for this video. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel and leave a like under this video. It's very important to us. And as I said, that's it. Hope it helps you, and goodbye.
Hello everyone, and in front of me is Samsung S25 FE, and let me show you how to clear cache and speed up the device. So once you want to speed up your device a bit, clearing cache is a great idea. To do it, just enroll the settings. Then from main settings list, select apps. They should be somewhere here. Okay, here. So let's open apps, and now select, go app by app, however start with those that you use most often. And now here go to storage and pick clear cache. And just do it app by app. It's best to do it for every app of yours, but if you wish to make it pretty quickly, just go with those that you use most frequently. And that's it. It will definitely speed up your device. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel and leave a thumbs up.
Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you how to fix your Samsung Galaxy S25 not charging to 100%. Let's begin. So, let's simply go into settings, let's scroll down a little and let's enter battery. Now, you want to check battery protection. Usually you probably will have it enabled, but it's really important to see what it's set to. Now, if we click it, you will notice that I have it set to maximum, which means that my battery will stop charging when it reaches 80%. So I will never be able to even get close to 100 because it will never even get into 90 in the first place. That's pretty bad. Of course, some people enable this feature like mindfully, they want it to happen. But if you have troubles and if you have searched for this video, then this means that you didn't want this to happen, which is completely fine. All you want to do is you want to switch from basic, and if you find this really annoying, you can also disable the adaptive protection, but I do think that this is kind of a really good feature, but it needs to get used to your sleep schedule patterns. But anyway, that's all for this video. If you found it useful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching. See you next time.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the HardReset.Info channel. Today I'm going to tell you how to extend the RAM in your brand new Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. At first we need to go to settings, and now we have to scroll down to the device care section over here. Open device care, and here now you have to tap memory. Let it check their memory, and here you don't have to really clean that. Scroll down and tap RAM Plus. Here, enable that. It's by default enabled, as you can see. So enable that, and you eventually restart your phone. And here, as you can see, you can select how much RAM you want to extend. Here they have 2 GB, 4, 6 or 8 GB. If you select 8, we have to restart your phone. Tap restart and wait. Now we do have our RAM extended to the 8 GB. I mean 8 GB plus. Here now we have more gigabytes than 8, because we have to add this normal RAM. And that's it. That's it for this video. Hope you liked it and hope it helped you. Goodbye. Hi everybody, welcome back to the HardReset.Info channel. Today I'm going to tell you how to apply instant slow-mo to videos with one tap in your Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. At first go to Gallery, and here select your video you want to slow down. For example, let it be this video. At first we need to tap Edit over here, and now we have to tap this video editor over here, which is here. Now tap this clock icon, tap 1 divided by 4x. Now, as you can see, our video is slowed down in 1 moment. This best moment of the video is found by AI, and then it's transformed. This segment is transformed into slow motion. Apart from that, here, if you don't like this moment that is selected by AI, we can, as you can see, select the whole video or just select the favorite segment for us. And now we can tap Save over here, Save, and that's how it works. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel and leaving this video. It's very, very important to us. And at final, I want to tell you that using this AI is better than recording in slow motion. It's because you can edit slow motion as you want here, not take time to get into the more slow motion on the record. And that's it, as I said, and goodbye. Hi everybody, welcome back to the HardReset.Info channel. Today I'm going to tell you how to switch between wide, ultra-wide and macro lens on your brand new Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. So actually this process is quite easy. At first we need to open our camera app, and here, now if you are in the camera application, to enter the ultra-wide lens we have to tap this 0.6. Apart from tapping, we can move, as you can see, our fingers, and we have to, like as you can see, pinch our fingers on this screen to make the preview, as you can see, slightly wider. Here, now to enter the wide lens, this is the default one, which is the 1.1. As you can see, this is the wide lens. To enter the telephoto zoom lens, we have to tap either 2 or 3. Here, as you can see, we have telephoto and zoom lens. Or here, as you can see, this is the digital one. But to enter the macro mode, it's somehow more complicated. It's because this sets automatically if you move our phone close to the object. Here for macro mode, I do recommend to enable the 15 megapixels. And now we can move just our phone close to the object. Our phone should automatically enter the macro mode and take photos beautifully. For example, something like that. Now we can move the point, as you can see, 4x zoom, and if we tap it, the picture is quite lovable. And that's how this mode works. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel and leave a like under this video. It's very important to us to have your feedback. And that's it. I hope it helps you and have a nice day. Goodbye!
In front of me is Samsung Galaxy S25 FE, and today I would like to show you how you can clone apps. To clone apps on this Samsung smartphone, you don't need any apps or tricks. That's because Samsung devices allow its users to clone using devices settings. To do it now, let's go into settings right away. Scroll when you're ready to tap on advanced features available here. Then scroll all the way down. Now it's time to click on Dual Messenger and click on a gray switcher next to one of your apps you wanna clone. Then hit install in the pop-up and wait. So when I go back and check, I can see that my app was successfully cloned. If you want to delete this clone, go back to the same settings and use no blue switcher next to your app. Then confirm your choice in the pop-up. You can also, if you decided to clone any app, tap on Use Separate Contact List. Enable it thanks to gray switcher here. Tap on Select Contacts to tap on Add at the top right corner and then pick them. When you finished, hit Done. To disable this option later on, use the same No Blue switcher and hit OK in Use Your Regular Contacts pop-up. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment and subscribe. Bye!
Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video I will show you how to use AI Transcribe on Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. Let's begin! So first you want to simply navigate into your voice recorder. Now in here we can see we have few recordings. I will try to get into the SHA here, but of course it is pretty long. It's almost 1.5 minutes long. So let's just not worry about it and let's go into the transcribe. Now it will lively transcribe everything. So we want to select language. We can go into English because I did talk in English on this in this recording, and now we can wait for a moment. As you can see, of course, the longer the recording, the longer it will take. It's completely normal. For, as you can see, 1.5 minutes of rambling, we have this, which is pretty cool. And now we have this nice the Whole Night Silk song. Amazing. Well, the AI almost managed to do that, but that's still a lot of text, so we can improve it even further by, for example, going into AI here, and we can just summarize it. So let's go OK. And we have what this is about. And as you can see, it is Silksong's supreme status, that the Silksong is considered the best game ever, despite limited experience with other games. There is strong adoration for Silksong with willingness to make sacrifices for it, and Silksong is predicted to win Game Awards in 2025. I think this is a great summary for that recording, and I think it's a nice marking for the end of the video. If you found it useful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching. See you next time, and play Silksong! Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you how to use AI Translate in Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. Let's begin! Okay, so a couple of things. First, you have to note that you need to have a Samsung account for this. You need to be logged in onto your Samsung account, and you have to use Samsung Internet, which I'm not a big fan of this browser, but it does give you a lot of functionality, of course the one related to AI. So, after you have done that, we can simply enter our Samsung Internet, and you can see that I have already found some sort of site that is like these news about games and all of that, and we have something related to Silksong, and the hell is us creative director, I believe, who's whining about Silksong Premiere. It doesn't really matter. The point is, this whole thing is in Polish, and of course I am not Polish, I'm talking in English, so let's get this into English. So how can we do that? Luckily it's very easy. You will notice these little icons in the bottom corner of your screen, and you have things like home screen, tabs, and start, etc. You want to click the center icon and then translate. So as you can see, we have this bar at the top, and here we can change the language. So if you want to translate to something different than English, you can also do it here. But now we can simply go, and actually you will notice that this is already translated. If we would disable this, you can see that this is the original. All you want to do is simply click the translate button, and this automatically translates your sites. It even still has everything like links, everything like fonts and all of that, the quotes, almost everything is completely translated. And I think that this feature alone is a way, it was like this huge, really big game changer. Though to be fair, usually you still use English websites if you want to translate to English, unless you want to, for example, like go into English, translate this using AI into something else, and then copy it for yourself. It's also cool, but once again, I think the English translation is probably the most important one, and here we have it. And that's all for this video. If you found it useful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching. See you next time.
Guys, in front of me is Samsung S25 FE, and let me show you how to fix app crashing. So if you do experience some issue with the app that you are using, there are several ways to get rid of it. The first one is to just soft reset your device. To do it, just tap on power button and volume down button, tap and hold. You can either restart it or just keep holding till it's reset. And now wait just a few seconds till your device is rebooted. That should be the first method, and most usually it should help and resolve the problem. So just now unlock your device and try to activate the app that you experienced issues with. If it's not helping, just enable the settings. Go to apps, here they are, and pick the app that you've got this problem with, and mark for stop right here. Tap on OK, and now try to reopen it. Again, it should work. If it still doesn't, just open your Play Store and check if there is no update available, because if there is, just update your app. To do it, just open Manage Apps and Device and go to See Recent Updates, and for example, if it's about Gmail, just mark Update and wait until it's downloaded and installed. The better network connection, the faster the whole process. So hopefully you've got a bit better than I do have. However, as you can see, it has been done. However, if you still cannot use this app, if there is still some unknown issue with it, just uninstall your app and download it again. That means, for example, Instagram. So just mark uninstall. Okay. And now open your Play Store, locate Instagram over here. And install. Then it should work. So this is how you can get rid of some issues with your apps. Hopefully it helps. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel and leave the thumbs up.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the HardReset.Info channel. Today I'm going to tell you how to troubleshoot Bluetooth pairing issues and audio problems in your Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. So actually this issue is very quite common and was reported on the Reddit, and I had the same issue actually. And to fix the issue, at first I'd recommend to scroll from the top right corner to the bottom to extend the control panel, and now tap Bluetooth to disable Bluetooth. After 10 seconds, turn it on again. This resets the Bluetooth radio and can resolve minor glitches. Apart from that, I do recommend to go into the settings, connections, Bluetooth, and repair your device. So forget your old pairing by tapping on the device itself, and then pair your device back again. So to pair your device, just enter the pairing mode and wait until it appears in the Bluetooth available list. Tap scan and tap on your headphones. Pair. And here now we have repaired our device. Of course, to forget, tap on this gear icon and tap unpair here. Now your issue should be fixed. If available device, if your device is available and you can't connect to this device, try to, as I said, disable and enable the Bluetooth. So that's actually about the repairing your device and forgetting the old pairing. Now I recommend to go to the main menu of the settings back again and scrolling down straight to the general management. Here tap reset, and now tap Wi-Fi and Bluetooth reset, settings reset. Tap reset and settings, and now Wi-Fi and Bluetooth settings reset. So all your Wi-Fi networks and all Bluetooth devices are now forgotten and deleted from your device. You have to add them back again to your device, and this should fix your issue. But if it doesn't, if you have audio cutting in your headphones, so how to explain that? Since Bluetooth uses 2.0 GHz connection, it can conflict with your Wi-Fi. So if you notice the choppy audio while on Wi-Fi, switch your Wi-Fi to 5 GHz connection or turn off Wi-Fi temporarily. Also keep the phone and Bluetooth device reasonably close, within 10 meters, with no thick walls in between. And now your issue should be fixed actually, but if it isn't, you have to go to the authorized service to fix the issue. And that's it. Hope it helps you, and goodbye. Have a nice day.
Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you how to fix your touch screen not working or you're having frozen screen on Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. Let's begin. Now, really quickly, usually you probably are seeing this video because you have frozen screen, but very small percentage of people will actually suffer from, for example, ghost touch problem or low actually usability or sensitivity of your touch screen. And in order to fix that, you want to simply go into settings, scroll down to display, scroll down once again, and you can enable touch sensitivity or disable accidental touch protection. Is a very nice feature. But anyway, if you are coming from the problem of your touch screen being frozen, like at all frozen to death, then this means that you probably want to simply perform a soft reset, and this means simply turning off your phone entirely and then turning it on again. And normally you would do that by expanding the control center from the top right corner, then clicking power icon and then going to restart. But of course you can't do that because your screen is frozen and it just doesn't work. It's stupid. So instead, you want to press and hold power button and volume down button at the same time for about 10 seconds. So let's do that right now. So volume down button, power button at the same time. I'm currently seeing the power menu, but you wouldn't see anything because you have frozen screen. So we want to keep that on. And now, congratulations, your phone is performing a soft reset. I released my fingers, and now we can wait for a moment. Of course, it really is. It only boils down to like how many things you have installed on your phone, how many things need to reboot actually. But as you can see, it was pretty quick. And now we can swipe in to unlock. So let me go to swipe in. We can go here. And we can just enjoy our phone. And now this should fix the issue with your screen being frozen. However, if it didn't and you still have some issues, then this means that probably you either have like power button broken and you can't perform a soft lock, or you have problems with the screen itself, like physical problems that are physical onto your device, and you can't really fix that using some sort of weird settings inside settings. So if you have like still frozen screen, you probably want to take your phone to like Samsung store or like Galaxy store or whatever, and then ask them if you can have your phone checked out, especially if you have warranty, because if you do have warranty, you could always like try to return it and get a new one. But basically that's all for this video. If you found it useful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching. See you next time. Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you how to improve sound quality on Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. Let's begin. First, you want to simply head into your settings. Then, you want to scroll down a little and enter sound and vibration. Now, scroll all the way down and enter sound quality and effects. We can allow the sound quality and effects to find, connect, and determine the relative position of nearby devices. That's completely fine. But you want to basically change only one thing, and it's simply Dolby Atmos. Of course, we can enable this, and we can switch it to something else, like if you listen to a lot of music, you probably want to switch it to music. But don't you worry, you don't really have to do this. Having this set to automatic will automatically switch to music if you are listening to music, or movie if you're listening, or if you're watching a movie. That's completely normal. Now we can also go into equalizer, and now if you like know what you're doing, you can fully customize everything here. Like you can bump up certain values, lower them down. But generally speaking, you can enable the bass, you can extend, like improve the bass boost, make everything sound smoother, more dynamic, more clear, more treble, boost, deep, whatever. And we also have a very cool descriptions for this. But of course, many people actually don't really hear the difference, so they stay with balance. Once again, it's up to you if you want to change it or not. If you will actually hear the difference, then good for you. Also, I would really love for you to enable the loudness normalization because it's very, very important when, like, I don't know, scrolling through TikTok nowadays or anything else, when there's random stuff that's way too loud and random stuff that's actually way too not loud. It could be louder, right? So of course, loudness normalization helps you with fixing that. Also, it can enable adapt sound. Let's enable this. So for example, it will give you the perfect sound that's tuned just for your ears. It works whenever you're wearing headphones. Choose a preset that matches your age, or take a hearing test to create a personalized sound profile. Of course, I'm not going to go through the process of creating this profile, but it's basically very, very easy to do. But probably if you're a very if you're under 30 years old, you want to go into 30 years old, and also you can always go into cogwheel. So now you have the nice preview on how this will look, and I think this is pretty cool. You can also change the preferred ear for calls. I'm actually left-handed, so I'm kind of using my hand in my phone in my right hand, so I'm picking up phone and calls with my right ear. So we can even change it as well, which is really, really cool. And that's about it for changing and improving the sound quality on your Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. If you found this video helpful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching. See you next time!
Hi everybody, welcome back to the HardReset.Info channel. In today's video, I'm going to tell you how to enable and customize Now Brief in your Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. So actually this is quite easy. At first, go to the system settings and tap the Galaxy AI. Scroll all the way down to the Now Brief. Tap that, and here, as you can see, they have a lot of things. Content include. Tap that, and here tap what content you want to include in your Now Brief. Select every single application you want to have. Then go back and select, if you want, expand Now Brief without unlocking. When you tap the Now Brief in the Now bar on your lock screen, you'll be able to view full Now Brief without unlocking your phone. We can, for example, check that. Now we can tap and unlock our phone and unlock it. Here now, if we unlock that, we can find on the home screen Now Brief. Let's tap that, and here start Now Brief. Here, as you can see, we do have the cloudy afternoon, some things about our channels, about our things, and about our events, etc. If we tap this gear icon, it will redirect us to the Now Brief settings. And how to bring the Now Brief to the lock screen now. It might be quite complex, but I will try to tell you the best. At first, go to the settings, back again, and now here go to the main menu of your settings. Here now scroll down to the lock screen and AOD, and here tap Now bar. Here enable Now Brief. Get a personalized briefing with suggested content and actions that change throughout the day. Now Brief stays on the Now bar until you tap open. It will appear again the next time the content is available. We can disable that, enable that back again using just a simple tap. Apart from that, I can go back, and here we have the lock screen AOD back again. Here now we can tap the secure lock settings under our pin code and disable or enable this option, of course, just to see the Now Brief in the lock screen. I don't recommend to have this enabled. Now let's unlock our phone. As you can see, now we don't have any new our informations because I searched this, but in a few minutes or hours we will have the Now Brief in here, like this. As you can see, our Galaxy can read it aloud.
Have a special day. It's currently approximately 17 degrees Celsius in Warsaw with a high of 17 and a low of 10 degrees. You have an event today.
And actually, that's how all this now brief works. That's it, hope it helps you and have a nice day. Goodbye!
Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you how to fix Wi-Fi not connecting on Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. Let's begin! So I know that I do have internet connection, but let's just pretend I do not. And let's pretend I have problems with connecting just as you. So how can you possibly try to bite this topic? How can you get it to work? Well, probably the easiest thing is to simply reboot the Wi-Fi module on your device itself. And you can do that by just disabling it, leaving it for a couple of seconds, and then enabling it back. It's really all you want to do. However, there is a very high chance that this won't really help, so you can always disable it even further by simply restarting your phone like that. And now we can wait for a moment until our phone fully reboots. Okay, so as you can see, my phone already rebooted. I did pause the recording, but as you can see, let's just pretend that I do not have my internet connection still. So now we want to press and hold on to the Wi-Fi icon and then go into details. Now we have our network that we are connected to, so we want to go into code wheel here, and then we technically could go into manage router, and then we would go into here and we could check the router settings, but I'm not a big fan of it, and usually you don't really have a password to it anyway. So instead, let's simply forget the network, and now our phone will behave like it never connected to it in the first place. And what do you want to do now? Well, it's very simple. You want to simply go back to that network and you want to re-enter the password and connect to it once again. Now, if you don't know where your password is, you can always try to find it. Usually it's located somewhere near the router, usually as some sort of sticker, like below the router or next to it or something like that. And then you want to simply hit connect. And if the password is correct, you will be connected. However, what if you're not going to be connected, and what if you still have some issues? Well, that's completely normal. But unfortunately, we kind of exhausted every single option on our device, which leaves out the router, which means that the router is probably faulty here. What can we do with the router? Well, probably we can just reboot it, and we can do that by, well, I can't really show you this because many people have many different routers, like there are quite a lot of them. So instead, I will just vaguely tell you that you want to press and hold the power button, or even better, you can just unplug it from electricity. Seriously, you can just do that. You can leave it for a couple of minutes and then you can plug it back in, and this should reboot your device automatically. Well, actually, manually, never mind. And if you have already done that, and if you have still no internet connection, especially if your router has like LEDs, mine has LEDs, and when something is wrong, it's actually flashing red lights. So you can also use that information for your advantage. But if you have already tried everything, so if you have already like tried disabling and enabling the Wi-Fi, disabling and enabling your device, forgetting and reconnecting to your network, and finally rebooting your router, well, unfortunately for the introverts out here watching this video, it's time to call your internet provider and ask them what's going on. This is very likely, but usually they have some problems on their side, which unfortunately results in you having no internet whatsoever. And you're paying for it, so you have rights to just call them and ask, hey man, what's going on? And then they should tell you, or they should like get technician to talk with you or something like that. But anyway, that's all for this video. If you found it useful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching. See you next time.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the HardReset.Info channel. In today's video, I'm going to tell you how to fix the slow charging in your Samsung S25 FE or super fast charging 2.0 not working. Galaxy S25 FE supports 45 watts of super fast charging 2.0, and the issue about this thing working is quite common. At first, I'd recommend to use the right charger. The official Samsung chargers do support for 100% the fast charging 2.0, but some base ones or something like that without this Samsung special chip do not support 45 watts charging in your Samsung directly. So the S25 FE needs a 45 watts PD 3.0 PPS charger to achieve super fast charging 2.0. Using a weaker or non-PPS adapter will result in normal charging only. If you are sure that your charger is good for the charging, check charging cable. Use the supplied USB Type-C cable or a high-quality cable that you got with your phone. Damaged or non-compliant cables can limit charging speed, which I think that's logical. And ensure that the cable is fully inserted in your phone's port. This phone is quite new, so I don't really think that your port should be clogged as for now, but try cleaning your port. Apart from that, you can enable fast charge in the settings. So at first, let's go to settings, and here now scroll down to the battery. In the battery, scroll down to the charging settings, and as you can see here, we have fast charging disabled. Tap that to enable the fast charging. Samsung allows these options to be toggled off for the battery care, of course, so this setting must be on to get the maximum speed. I do have here the 45 watts charger, but not original. So let me plug my cable in this in the phone. As you can see, I do have only a non-high speed charging. So yeah, that's actually how it works. Apart from that, if it still doesn't charge using the 45 watts, try a different outlet in your wall, and ensure no lint in the phone's USB Type-C port. As I said, use a flashlight to inspect, and as I said about the clogged port, if you have a clogged port, it can cause charging issues, so gently clean it with non-metallic tool. Apart from that, if your phone is hot, it might temporarily charge slower to protect the battery. It's best to let the device cool down or turn it off while charging for the fastest results. And everything should be fine now. But after these steps, if your phone couldn't charge, something is wrong with your phone, so you have to go to the authorized service and repair it. But now it should charge at full 45 watt speed, and this issue is quite common when you search for can detect supercharge 4.0. If anything from this video didn't work, you can go and search it yourself. I know that it's what it is, but yes, I can't really. There are no more fixes that you can do without going through your phone, like inside your phone, unscrewing it, etc. So as I said, search on the internet and do it on your own risk, or just go to the authorized service. And that's it. Hope it helps you, and have a nice day. Goodbye.
Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how you can unlock your Samsung Galaxy S25 FE without password. Okay, but before we begin, let's discuss a few things. The first thing is that please only try to unlock your phone, in no other case someone else's, because that might be considered as a crime, and that's also unethical, so have that in mind. Also, you need to be aware that in the method that I will show you, we have to perform a factory reset using the recovery mode, and basically we will lose all of our data, because during the reset it will be erased. So have that in mind. If you don't want to lose all of your data, you can always try to go into the authorized center with the proof of purchase and there look for help. Also, I will tell you that in a method that we are going to perform in this video, we have unlocked a lot of phones. You can also see other videos on HardReset.Info channel and on our page. Okay, and the last thing is that we will see it also in the recovery mode, but the phone, even after the reset using the recovery mode, after it will be turned on after the reset, we will be in the setup process, and during the setup process the phone will want you to log in into the Google account on which you were logged in before the reset. That's the confirmation that the phone wants you to give to confirm that you were the user. If you don't remember on which Google account you were logged in, you can perform a bypass. You can bypass this Google verification. If you don't know how to do it, on our channel there are also videos how to do it. Okay, so now also we are going to need an USB-C cable and a PC or laptop, because we will have to connect our phone into PC. Okay, as you can see, our device is locked. I have my password, I don't remember it. And now what to do? We need to power off our device, but on Samsung it's in that way that even when we want to power it off, I'll show you. Hold the power button and volume down button. Even when I click on power off, the phone wants us to type the password. So we will have to perform a force restart bar. But before we do it, let's connect our device using USB-C cable into PC or laptop. It can be Mac or Windows. And now we need to perform a force restart first, just like I was saying. So we need to hold the power button and volume down button at the same time until the screen turns off. And in the moment when it turns off, we need to switch the buttons. We need to stop holding the power button and volume down. We need to start holding power button and volume up. Let me show you. So keep holding power button and volume down button until the screen turns off. And now quickly change the combination and start holding power button and volume up. Okay, now we are in the recovery mode. To move around this menu, use the volume keys. We need to select wipe data / factory reset, and in here it also tells you that you will need to enter the Google account information, email address and password associated with this phone to be able to use it again. You can see it right in here. Or if you don't remember, you can try to perform a bypass, just like I was saying in the beginning of the video. Now that's the last moment to stop. If you click wipe data / factory reset, the process of erasing our data will begin. So that's the last moment to stop. If you want to go forward, select wipe data / factory reset, confirm by clicking the power button, select factory data reset, click power button. We can see on the bottom that data wipe has been completed. Now select reboot system now, click the power button. Now we can unplug our USB cable, the Samsung logo appears, and now the setup process will launch. Alright, that's all on this video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment and subscribe.
Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you how to use AI photo editing on Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. Let's begin! The main thing about the AI photo editing is indeed the object eraser itself, and we are going to focus on it in this video. First, you want to head into the gallery and then simply enter the image that you want to edit using AI. I have 2 images, and this image is a tragic tale of a very typical hard reset logo family. As you can see, here we have the father, here we have the mother, and here we have a child. And unfortunately, the mother cheated on the father. And of course now the father wants to remove the mother from the picture. So he can go into the AI button, and we can even have a very cool, information. about certain things, like we can reimagine our images by moving things around, we can remove it or enhance it or add in some cool things. We can even transform pictures of dogs, cats and people into the cartoons, paintings and more. This last part is pretty to be honest, but whatever. Also note that you need to have your Samsung account connected for this to work. So then we want to enter generative edit, and in generative edit we want to simply circle our mother around, and as you can see it even detected the mother itself, and now all you want to do is simply press erase. And now we can see this weird thing, and this means that this is currently tagged as to be removed basically. And now all you want to do is simply hit the generate, and at any moment we should see a beautiful nothingness in the place of mother, of course. And we can now save copy, and we have nice information that when you save an image edited with AI, a watermark and content credentials are added to the image to show that it contains AI generated content. I think this is a very, very good feature. And as you can see, here is direct comparison. I think it did a pretty good job. However, to be clear, I do know that this is plain white background, and if you look very closely, you technically can see where the spot was. It's pretty hard to see, but it's kind of obvious once you know the difference between those two. Also, you can see that I think colors are kind of off, but I'm not entirely sure. However, what we want to do now is we want to test AI even further. This image is once again a tragic tale of a tragic HardReset logo family, and this time we also want to remove the mother, but as you can see the mother now lays on a man she cheated on, or a woman. It doesn't really matter, I have no idea what I'm talking about. My point is that removing it will be quite interesting, because now AI not only has to remove the logo, but also it needs to add up the background in place of it. So we can circle around our HardReset logo mother. Now let's hit remove, and technically it's now done. Let's hit generate and let's see what will happen. Want to wait for a moment. As you can see, it is adding missing places, and this looks actually quite good. Let's go into save copy, and now you have a direct comparison between those two. Now, if I want to be honest, well, yeah, it looks like AI did a really good job with it. We can see the texture, and it copied the texture pretty well, but if you see this texture on this side and compare it to this one here, you can clearly see when AI was actually working with. But when watching from afar, this looks pretty good. Not the best, but pretty good nonetheless. And anyway, that's all for this video. Now you can know how you can remove people, objects and other things from the background using AI on your Samsung Galaxy S25. If you found this video useful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching. See you next time.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the HardReset.Info channel. Today I'm going to tell you how to use the Gemini Live AI Visual Q&A Assistant in your Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. So, at first we need to find the application called Gemini on our phone. It's actually pre-installed, but if it's not, you can install the application on your Google Play Store. If you open that, now we have new chat. We have to open this free alliance with this AI emoji, icon, and now we have live.
I'm Gemini.
Here we can skip, more, okay.
Alright, let's dive right in, whenever you're ready.
And now I will pause that, and here we have two buttons. With this button we can open the camera, and he actually can see everything that's here in real life. And here we have our button on the screen, so we can share our screen and ask what's on the screen. Let's start with the camera. Hi Gemini, Could you please tell me how much does this phone cost?
That looks like an iPhone 16 Pro Max. The price can vary depending on storage size and where you buy it, but they generally start around $1,200. Would you like me to find the exact price for a specific model or in a particular location?
No. So now, please tell me, where can I buy this flower?
That's a nice looking artificial plant. You can usually find them at home goods stores like IKEA or Home Goods, or even online at places like Amazon or Etsy. Do you want me to help you find some specific options?
Okay, and as final, let's check if it recognizes our logo. Could you please tell me what company this logo is?
That's the logo for Graphene Square. Are you looking for information?
No, it's not their logo. This is our logo, HardReset.Info logo, but that's how the camera actually looks like. Now let's go and share him our screen. Share screen. Hey Gemini, please tell me how to enter the web browser.
Sure thing. It looks like you're on a Samsung phone. You can open the internet browser by tapping the blue icon labeled Internet on your home screen. It's in the bottom right corner of the second group of icons.
As you can see, it works well when we ask him questions. Let's open the internet. Hey Gemini, please tell me how can I search for the Wikipedia in this phone now?
Now that you've got the internet browser open, you can search for Wikipedia by tapping the search bar at the top of the screen and typing Wikipedia into it.
Okay, I'm here, but how to search for that actually now? What do I do now?
Alright, you're doing great. Now that you've typed Wikipedia into the search bar, you should see it appear in the search suggestions below. Just tap on it to go to the Wikipedia website.
As you can see, he is right. So, actually, how it works is just only we can ask the questions, tap the microphone or text input. This is a contextual question like, what outfit is better for the cold weather today? Because he can see the weather. He can see the weather that's currently outside, based on our location, and your voice input should trigger, as you could see in my video. Yes, he should analyze the camera, as you could have seen with the iPhone or the flower, and he should provide good answer. But of course, it's only AI, so it doesn't really always give you the best answers. So please be cautious. And actually, that's it. I hope it helps you and have a nice day. Goodbye. Hi everybody, welcome back to the HardReset.Info channel. In today's video I'm going to tell you how you can easily improve the battery drain and reduce drain on your brand new Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. So, at first, let's go to the phone's settings. Now we can scroll down to the battery over here. Now as you can see, we do have here power saving. Let's enable that. Now as you can see, we have the dark mode. If we tap power saving, we can manage the power saving options. Here you can disable the things that you don't want, but of course every single thing that is enabled here is to protect your battery drain. So I will leave it as it is. But as you can see, you can easily disable all these options that are here. Now we can go back, and this is the power saving. I do recommend to leave the power saving option enabled. I will disable it for the video purposes, so they can watch it comfortably. Let's move to the next step, which is near over here. If we tap battery protection, here as you can see we have adaptive protection. We can enable that and tap OK. Stop charging at 80% while you are asleep and finish charging to 100% just before you wake up. I do really like this option, iPhones do have this option too, and this is very nice option to protect the battery from aging. I do really love this option. Apart from that, if you are here, I do recommend to enable the battery protection option. Let's leave it enabled and stop either maximum or basic. Basic is, as you can see, when your battery is charged to 100%, charging will stop until the battery level drops to down to 95%, and then charging will start again. And the maximum is that you can set this limit of charging manually. I do recommend to set it to basic because maximum doesn't really have any sense, but basic is very nice and cool. Now we can go back, and here we do have the option called background usage limits. If you tap that, you can enable the option put unused applications to sleep. Check that. Now we can go back and go straight to the display. Here tap on motion smoothness. As you can see, now we have adaptive enabled, which is 120 Hz, but tap standard to get 60 Hz. Then tap apply, and now you have less smooth screen, but better for the battery drain. You can manage motion smoothness and set it to the adaptive to have it 120 Hz, but of course remember that your battery will drain faster. Apart from that, we can scroll to the control panel here and prolong it. Here you can tap location to disable location if you are not using location, of course. Here you can disable Bluetooth because I am not using Bluetooth currently. Just disable every single wireless option you don't use. If you, for example, see here NFC, tap this pen icon, tap edit here, and search in the available buttons NFC. This option is enabled, but we can disable it because it's useless if you don't pay by your phone. And here, that's it for the wireless features. Apart from that, we can go straight to the battery back again and review the app power usage. Here, as you can see, we have battery usage 27%, which will have camera, one UI home, and photo editor. It's because I'm recording videos for you currently, but here if you have some applications like Snapchat, Facebook, WhatsApp, etc., try using this application less or just put them to sleep by tapping on each. Tap background limits over here, put to sleep. And the final tip from me to you is to avoiding heavy gaming or camera use for long periods if battery is low, as these are very intensive tasks. Yes. Following these all steps that I showed you in the video should make your S25 FE phone last longer between charges and protect your battery from aging. And that's it for this video. If you found this video helpful, please comment to subscribe to our channel and leave a like on this video. It's very important to us to have your feedback. And as I said, that's it. Hope it helps you, and goodbye.
Hello, in this video I'm going to show you all backup methods on your Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. Alright, so when I've been using this Samsung Galaxy S25 FE, I have checked what options we have to create a backup, and I'll show you all of them. So to create a backup, we need to open up the settings, and we have a few options. Let's scroll down first and let's click on Accounts and Backup. We can create a backup using the Samsung Cloud, Google Drive, and into the external storage drive. Don't look on the transfer data for device setup because this option works in that way that thanks to it we can only bring the data into our device. We cannot transfer it from this device into another one. So this option is for setting the Samsung and to bringing in the data from other devices, not sending them out. So let's begin with the Samsung Cloud first. Let's click on Backup Data. If you want to create a backup using the Samsung Cloud, you need to be logged into your Samsung account. If you don't have it, you need to create it if you want to use this method. Okay, in here, select the things that you want to backup. It's up to you. I want everything except apps And now hit the backup now button. Now the process will start. It won't take long, so don't worry. Click on done. And that's all. Very fast method. Our backup now is stored in our Samsung cloud. Now let's go into the Google Drive, select backup data. Now we have the backup details. When you see that, for example, photos and videos are off, to enable them, click on them and enable them right in here to create a backup. Pretty easy thing. Okay, now everything is enabled. Let's also check the other data. It's also enabled. And now as you scroll down, in here you'll be able to see into which Google account our backup will be saved. So in here we have our mail, and on that account our backup will be saved and stored. So for example, if you want to restore the backup in the future, you'll need to log in into the same Google account, and that you can see right in here on your device, of course. Okay, now to create a backup, simply hit this green button, backup now. Now the process will start. We need to wait a few seconds. We can see that backing up process is running. We can see this circle that it's starting to fulfill. And when it disappears, it means that our backup has been successfully made. So I'll see you once it's done. Alright, when the circle disappears, it means that our backup has been successfully created. That was the second method. Now let's go back. And now let's go into the external storage transfer. Now scroll down, click on continue, click on more and allow. And now we need to insert our SD card or an USB storage device. In my case, I will use the USB, so I'll plug it in. Okay, now select the backup to USB storage. Click on that. Now the process will start. First it's searching for the data. And now we can select what we want to backup. We can simply select everything. You can see that it will be around 8 gigabytes of the data. And it's going to take about 11 minutes to copy everything. We can copy just calls, contacts and messages, or we can always click on custom, then click on next, and we can manually select the things that we want or don't want to backup. In my case, I'll select just calls, contacts and messages, then click on next. Once you have selected everything, click on OK. Now the process has started. In my case, it won't take long because I have only selected the calls and the rest. Okay, 100%. It should stop and end at any second. Just like that, backup results. Now click on next. All set. Click on done. And now we can unplug our USB. And the backup has been successfully created. Alright, and that's all in this video. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment and subscribe.
Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you how to use AI generated wallpapers on Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. Let's begin! As you can see, I have this boring wallpaper, which is, I believe, the default wallpaper for Samsung. So let's change it to something cool. First, we can go into our wallpaper settings by simply pressing and holding, and then going into wallpaper and style on our home screen. Now, let's enter change wallpapers. And finally, we want to scroll down into generative with create with AI. Note that you will probably need a Samsung account for this. Now we have some very cool things that we can see happened before. So we have this translucent, we have this terrain, night generation, and all of that are wallpapers generated with AI. And as you can see, we have these 9 main categories, with my favorite being imaginary, I believe, because it's pretty just fun. So I believe we can go into imaginary. And now we have few things. As you can see, by default we have a surreal lamp made of flowers in shades of pink and purple. And of course, these three things can be clicked and can be switched to something else. So for example, we can go away with the lamp and we can switch it to something cool. And I think I will go with castle. Now the castle won't be made of flowers, but instead let's make it so it's made out of silk. And we can't do a song here, but that would be really epic silk song reference. Damn. So I will keep the castle or the building. Let's go with the building. Oh come on, okay, I will go with the lamp. So we have the lamp, and I'm going to go with the colors of burgundy and maroon. I have no idea if I spelled this correctly, but these colors look kind of similar to colors from the Hornets cape or skirt actually. And I have no idea what's going on because we need to log in. Now I'm guessing we also have to need a Google account, which is pretty interesting. So not only you need to have a Samsung account, but you need to have Google account as well. Well, I will quickly log in. Okay, my Google account is now added, and now we can hit generate, and we need to go and click let's go. And now after a moment we should be able to generate ourselves a nice little wallpaper made out of silk. Now, do we see that silk? Well, kind of. As you can see, the lamp is very, very weird. This kind of looks like a mushroom. This looks pretty cool. I will go and set it. We can set it as lock screen or home screen. I will only set it as lock screen. And let's hit done. Which is pretty cool, I believe. And now, of course, nobody is stopping us from, for example, going once again into Create with AI, but this time we can create something else. So, for example, I will go into painting. And as you can see, painting also has weird things, like we can go with the painting of a jungle. So I will switch it, and now we have plenty of different things here. Well, let's make another Silksong reference, shall we? So I think we can go into... let's go into Coral Reef, because I think there is an area that looks like Coral Reef. And let's just go with nothing else. And let's put it in the... I would say that the abstract pointillism looks pretty cool. Yeah, that's looking pretty interesting. So let's just hit generate. As you can see, I've pulled some random things together in hopes of getting a nice Silksong reference. And we have this beautiful coral relief, which looks actually kind of interesting. I think I will go with this one. So let's go with generate. No, let's go with set. And let's set this one as home screen. And now if we go here, we can see this beautiful, beautiful wallpapers made with AI. As you can see, we do have the watermark that this is indeed an AI generated content, so you have to remember that. But basically that's the end of this video. If you found it useful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching. See you next time.
Hi everybody, and welcome back to the HardReset.Info channel. In today's video, I'm going to tell you how you can easily resolve Wi-Fi connectivity problems. At first, you have to go into the settings of your phone, over here, and Wi-Fi, over here, connections, Wi-Fi. So at first, I do recommend to tap this gear icon near your current network and tap forget. Now reconnect to your Wi-Fi. Wait a moment. Let me forget that. Now let's connect to the same network back again. It should resolve any connectivity issues that you might had with your that you might have had with your Wi-Fi network. It's that easy, and it should fix and clear any glitch in the connection. But if that didn't help you, reboot your router and your phone. Power cycle you okay with her, so actually you have to just unplug it for 10 seconds, then plug it back into your outlet, and then when it restarts, power will also reboot your Samsung phone. To reboot your Samsung phone, you have to just wait a moment, hold the buttons, volume down button and the power button, and tap restart. This should resolve the issue because this often resolves temporary networks conflicts or some IP address issues. Now let's wait until our phone turns on back. Now, as you can see, it's turned on, and here now let me unlock it. One, two, three, four, and okay. Now you shouldn't have any connectivity issues, but if you do, I do recommend to check the network band. To do so, open Link back again, open Connections and Wi-Fi back again. Here, as you can see, we have Wi-Fi icon, and near this Wi-Fi we do have 5. This 5 means that it is the 5 gigahertz connection mode, and here in the name we do have 5G as well. So yes, that might be the issue actually. And through the phone connects to the correct Wi-Fi band. If your router has both 2.3 GHz and 5 GHz networks, try connecting to this one, which is the 5, near this icon, to ensure that you will have faster speeds and less interference. Use 2.4 GHz only if you need instant range or if 5 GHz is unavailable. Apart from that, I do recommend to as well check for the interference. So if you are using the 2.3 GHz band, sometimes the phone's Bluetooth might interfere with this band. So here I'm on the other phone currently. Here, as you can see, this is my iPhone, and here I do have Bluetooth enabled. Tap that, disable Bluetooth. This should resolve any connectivity issues actually. Of course, if you're using 2.0 GHz band, if you're using 5 GHz, you don't really have to check that. And apart from that, I do recommend to reset network settings if the problem still persists. So go to the settings main menu and scroll down till you see general management. Here, tap the reset over here, and now scroll down till you see reset Wi-Fi and Bluetooth settings. Tap reset settings, and now all settings, like for example Wi-Fi networks or any other things, are resetted to the 0. You have to add your Wi-Fi networks back again to your phone, and now your issue should be fixed. But if it still isn't fixed, try checking if you are not connected with your neighbors, for example, Wi-Fi network, or try connecting to a different one. Or if this issue still persists, as I said, you have to go to the authorized service because your hardware may be just broken, and not mainly broken but bugged, and it's mainly because this phone is somehow new. Samsung may have released some bugged versions. And that's it for this video. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel and leave a like on this video. It's very important to us because we try to change our videos up to your feedback. And that's it. As I said, hope it helps you, and goodbye. Have a nice day. Hi everybody, and welcome back to the HardReset.Info channel. Today I'm going to tell you how to prevent your Samsung Galaxy S25 FE from overheating and keep your phone cool. So actually the S25 FE is already cool, nice joke, but to keep the phone cool and prevent overheating is more complex. At first we need to open the settings of our phone, and here scroll down till we see the device care over here. Here, scroll down till you see the performance profile and select light. Prioritizes battery life and cooling efficiency over processing speed. Select this, and now we can go further. Now, if you tap this, as you can see, square button over here, we have all applications running right now. Let me open a couple of them. And here, as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you tap close all, every single application will be closed now. That means that many applications or games that run simultaneously now will be killed. I mean, the process will be killed, and the heating of the GPU and CPU will be terminated. The next thing I can show you is that you can scroll down from the control panel here, from the top right corner to the middle of your phone. You can see a lot of options that we have here. For example, if you are using Wi-Fi now, if you are not using Wi-Fi, you can disable Wi-Fi over here. If you are not using Bluetooth, disable Bluetooth over here, made gray. If you are not using location services, turn off the location services. If you are not using mobile data, disable mobile data. These options, as you can see here and here, and here, if you have the NFC running, disable the NFC. If you don't see these icons here, tap this pen icon over here, tap edit, and here, now search in the available buttons for these options. Then drag them here, and then now we can manage your things. Now let's go further. Let's open back the system settings and scroll down again to the device care. This option has been renamed from the battery and device care to only device care, so that's why I confuse these options. Here, now we have to tap this option. Where was that? Memory, and here tap optimize now, clean now. As you can see now, we have 1 GB free of RAM, and we kill the abnormal background processes, and it should cool your device. Pardon me. Now, as you can see, if we scroll down and tap diagnostics, as you can see, disable Wi-Fi, so let me enable Wi-Fi now. And here, if we tap diagnostics, we can find the app causing unusually high battery usage that might be running inefficiently and heating the device. Apart from that, we can diagnose our phone for many errors, for example, charging errors or something like that. Here, as you can see, app battery usage diagnostics, and here no app is detected using too much battery. And actually that's great for us. But if you here have some applications, uninstall them. Apart from that, let's go back to the settings, and my tip from me to you is to keep your phone updated to the latest versions. Here, software update, download and install. If you don't have the latest version now, keep your phone and install the software version, the latest one. It should help you because Samsung often issues updates to improve the thermal management in your phone. So install any available patches that might optimize cooling control. I do recommend doing so because I did, and now my phone performs very nice. Apart from that, now more talking about your cooling your phone. If your phone feels hot, stop usage and let it rest. Remove any case, as you can see I don't, to temporarily let heat dissipate. Using the phone in a cooler environment and not in the direct sun also helps. I do remind you that Samsung specs actually allows up to 45 degrees Celsius before it's considered an issue per support. So warm is normal, but hot should be addressed. So yes, recently when I were in the model show, I used my iPhone and I was recording in the 4K 120 FPS, and my phone was at heat and lagged, and it was just terrible. The same is with the Galaxy S25 FE. Stop usage when you are using the camera too much on 4K resolution. If you are calling someone, if you're playing games, stop using your phone for a moment. You don't have to use your phone 24/7, so yes. And adjusting these settings, after adjusting these settings, if you are using these applications, your phone should stay cooler. And actually, that's it for this video. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel and leave a like on this video. It's very important to us to have your feedback. If you have any questions or drawbacks, let me know in the comments below. And that's it, hope it helps you, and goodbye.
Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you how to enable developer options on Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. Let's begin! First, we want to navigate into our settings. While in settings, you want to scroll all the way down and head into bottom option called About Phone. In here, you can head into software information, and here we should have few different software information, but we want to focus on the build number, and we want to click it a couple of times. At the 7th time, we have to input our current pattern to our lock screen, and we are prompted if we want to allow development settings. Now this is very important actually, because these settings can cause indeed our device and applications to break or misbehave, so let's be mindful about that. But after hit OK, you can see that developer mode has been enabled. Now we can enter developer mode if we go into our settings and scroll always down, and now it's new bottom option. So it's not impossible. This is impossible for me to tell about every single setting here, because as you can see there are quite a lot of them, which is kind of bad. But I want to mention a couple of very cool things that you can do with them. Once again, be very careful while changing those, since most likely you will break your device, unfortunately. But anyway, let's start scrolling. So the very first thing I want to show is located in here, right under debugging. And inside debugging, well, these aren't it's not something that you want to enable if you are a typical user. However, if you're developing applications for mobile, or if you want to change and do a couple of weird things, you can always do this. And now we can see refresh rate. As you can see, you can scroll down, you can see at which rate it scrolls down, and when the screen is completely turned off, it's showing no refresh rate. This is very useful for gaming. If you want to test how game performs, what's the FPS difference between high graphics and low graphics and all of that. That's a very cool feature. And for developing applications, I would advise you to, but this will be in the inputs, or oh, I actually lost it. Wait, give me a moment. There is a very cool not debug layers for GPU. Okay, I kind of lost it. Wait, give me a moment. Okay, I have found it. It is located under drawing, and here we're going to spend some time. And right on the top we have show layout bounds, and when we enable it, we'll see very weird things. Now don't you worry, this is what you want to see. And using that, you can actually see how text is spaced, how it's located, how big are the margins, etc, etc. It's a very good feature when you're developing applications, because, well, the Samsungs are pretty typical in terms of their size, but now thanks to these folded phones or tablets or whatever, and the amount of different screen sizes that you have on mobile are crazy, and it's very hard developing applications on them. So having the layout bounds is really helpful. And now we have few very cool things like window animation scale, transition animation scale, and animator duration scale. And well, we can, for example, speed up every single animation. As you can see, we had this animation for well, actually clicking this. If we would set it to half, then you'll notice that this is half as speed, but we can also always disable it. So now that's looking pretty weird, right? Well, this is because it is weird. There are no animations. Once again, I will enable animation. So this counts as an animation, this fade in, fade out. So for example, we can half it. So now technically it should be half the speed. It's very hard to see that, but if we disable them completely, then it's very, very apparent. Though unfortunately it does not like apply to this. This only applies to built-in animations inside your phone. And of course you can always speed them up if you want to, or once again slow them down. But let's keep going. We have some very interesting thing called the minimum width. Now with that, you want to be very careful with this, but basically you can infinitely zoom out of your device. And you can do that by, for example, inputting a value like, I don't know, let's go into 600. And now everything is tiny. And you will notice that everything is now behaving like it would on a tablet, on a Samsung Tab, or like on a folded phone, which is quite funny to see, actually. And of course, if you want to, we could take it just further, like 800. But note that after some values, it's very, very hard for you to actually turn this feature off. So be careful, because there is a very high chance that you might set it to such a low value that you won't be able to click the minimum width. Just look at this. And you won't be able to set it back to the value you had it before. So let's hit OK. And as you can see, we actually broke our Samsung. Seriously. Now everything is kind of broken, because even if we reset it and we go back, we shouldn't really see this nowadays. We can try to fix that by going into screen zoom, I believe, but okay, yeah, the screen zoom fixes that. But yeah, you want to be very, very careful when playing around with the developer settings. And I think that's all for this video. If you found it useful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching. See you next time. Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you best settings to improve battery life on Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. Let's begin! So it goes without like any further explanation that the most power-hungry thing on your phone is the screen itself. So this is when we're going to start. So first, you want to head into settings, scroll down and enter display. In here we want to change couple or even many things. First of all, let's switch motion smoothness from adaptive to standard. This way our screen will only get half the refresh rate, still being 60, and like don't get me wrong, it's still very smooth, and the probability that you will actually see a notable difference are very small, and yet you will have the usage of the screen basically, which is very, very cool. But of course, that's not all. We can disable adaptive brightness and generally try to keep brightness level off, or like relatively small, though I will bump this up so you can guys see something on our video. Now, why we are doing that? Well, it's pretty self-explanatory really. It's because whenever you're increasing the brightness of your phone, you have to use more battery to actually display the brightness, to display those white pixels, which is pretty hard to do normally. But that's still not enough. Let's scroll down and we can see that our screen timeout is 10 minutes, which means that I could like leave this phone turned on and only after 10 minutes it would automatically lock its screen. Now that is very, very bad. And generally speaking, the higher the value here, the higher battery usage, and as you can see we have the highest possible time. So I would strongly advise you to lower it down to, for example, 1 minute or 2 minutes. And if you get annoyed by like this quick turning of your phone even though you're using it, the keep screen on while viewing should help you resolve this issue. But once again, I would strongly advise you to keep your screen timeout between 30 seconds or 1 minute at best, because anything higher, I just don't think it's actually needed, and it does waste a ton of your battery. Now if we keep scrolling down, we'll see that actually we don't really have nothing more, but we have something like screensaver, which technically, if enabled, will scroll between different things when we are charging. Now technically you can leave this on. Personally, I'm not a big fan of it. I always think that it wastes my battery, even though it only works when the phone is charging. But the final nail in the coffin for the screen is something surprisingly not known very well, and it can be found right at the top of the display. Can you guess what it is? Well, it's the light mode, actually. The light mode is more power hungry than dark mode. Why? Well, most screens nowadays are OLED screens, meaning that they need more battery to display wider pixels. So, if I'm going to do this, and now I'm going to switch all my ratios, so now the majority of my pixels are black or just dark, then this means that they won't need to use as much battery as before, which is great. It's really, really great. Now, if you don't like dark mode, it's completely fine, but we can always go here and make it so it will turn on as scheduled. It's also completely fine, but note that only between these hours you will have lower battery usage and your battery life will generally be slightly slower. But once again, you can do as you please. I'm going to stay in light mode just because it looks better on the video, but once again, if you're not using dark mode, I would strongly encourage you to start doing it. So, we have talked about the screen, but it's obvious and it goes without saying that the applications themselves also kind of are power hungry. But before we actually head into the applications themselves, let's enter battery. And now we can go into battery saving. Why I didn't mention it earlier? Because it's boring. And because it's very, very typical. It's very, very boring, it doesn't really change anything. But you will notice something very interesting. Here we have almost every single thing that I've talked about, but turned off automatically when you simply enable power saving mode. So you... oh, that's not the power saving we want. I actually didn't notice, but we had super power saving mode enabled. Like the maximum power saving mode, which isn't very good. So I will disable this. And now when we enable it, you will notice that we are also like turning off the always on display, which I forgot to mention. Oh yeah, you can disable always on display if you head into your lock screen, and here you can just disable always on display. I would strongly encourage you to do it because personally I'm just not a fan of it. I never really used it, and I think it just wastes your battery for no purpose at all. However, we can go back to our battery here, and you'll notice that now everything I've mentioned earlier is set automatically on when we enable power saving mode. So technically you could be on power saving mode always, but I do think that limiting the CPU speed is really bad, though you can enable it and you can disable it. So now when we are actually using the power saving mode, we don't have this lack of CPU speed, though it is very important to note that the CPU is also power hungry as well, and that gets us into our second part of the video, and it's the applications themselves. Now I don't want to make this video way too long, and there's one cool thing I want to show you later, but basically we can go into background usage limits, we can go into sleeping apps, and we can see which applications are here, but you have to use them, you have to add them by like manually by hand, and this way this application is now sleeping, so it will run in the background only occasionally, and the updates and notifications may be delayed. As you can see, I have Instagram here, which means that this social media application, and generally speaking, social media applications are a huge power waste. Like they always try to run on your background, always try to update themselves, update the feed, send you like some notifications or whatever. They are very, very power hungry. And if you want to actually see how much power they've used, we can see that here, so we can view details. And you will notice that I'm not actually user here, so I'm just using the One UI Home, which you see always. It's basically your screen. But you can see that like the camera also used some battery percentage, but this is not anything big or grand. However, I have seen like my friend's phone many times, and like TikTok was eating about 40% of her battery, even bigger. And that is just not good, man. Like, even if you're not using it that much, you're just still wasting your time. So that's the first thing. But you want to really limit its background usage so it won't eat as much battery. But how can you do it? Well, luckily that's very easy. We can head into our applications, which are right here. And let's find application that we want to limit. Let's say it's Facebook, because Facebook is also a social media application. Now in here, we can simply go into battery, which is right under usage. And now we have that its background usage is optimized. And I would strongly advise you to actually set it as restricted. And thanks to that, it won't really work. Like, it will still work, but it will work poorly. It won't really run in the background. It won't eat any kind of your CPU. And generally speaking, you want to set it as restricted to as many applications as you want. Though note that some social media apps may break because of this. Okay, so I've talked about screen, I've talked about applications, and I think there's a big elephant in the room I haven't really mentioned, or I did, but not directly, and it's the power saving mode itself. You may have asked me, but hey, Mr. HardReset.Info, why can't I just enable the power saving mode? And you can. You can enable power saving mode, and you can have it on all the time, always. But I know many people are actually not a fan. Maybe you want to have your power saved, but you're not a fan of dark mode, or you want to have smooth screen, or you want to have your CPU speed at 100% because you're a mobile gamer. There's many different things. And I think the most important one is usually many people actually just forget to enable this. So now I will show you how you can set it so the power saving mode will enable automatically. And you can do that thanks to modes and routines. I don't want to waste too much time on the modes and routines because I have full-on tutorial on our channel for this, but you can just follow along and you should be good to go. So inside routines, we want to enter and hit plus. Now let's go into if. We want to scroll down a little and we can find battery level. I will set it as something relatively low, like 30%. Done. Now you can go into then. And of course the phone already suggests us the power saving. We can ignore this because you can also find it in battery, power saving mode. Let's enable it. Now we want to make sure that when routine ends, we return to status before routine ran. So let's hit done. And now we want to hit save. We have battery level, so we can rename this to something else like low battery. We have an exclamation mark, it doesn't really matter. I will set it as like this red-ish button. And now we have an automatic routine called low battery. I know that this was kind of fast, so let me get quickly over how it works. And it's very easy. When our battery drops below 30%, we enable power saving mode. Always, like every single time our battery is below 30%, the power saving mode is enabled. And when we when we charge up our phone, and when we, let's say, when we have the battery charged up and it's higher than 30%, then the battery, the power saving is turned off. And that's literally it. With that simple routine, you have saved an unimaginable amount of battery just because the power saving mode now turns on automatically. Now, once again, if you are interested in learning how routines work and how to use them for yourself, you can always watch my tutorial on our channel for this topic. But anyway, that's all for this video. If you have more tips and tricks about improving battery life on the Samsung S25 FE, you can always share them down in the comments below. But anyhow, that's all. If you found this video useful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching. See you next time!